Every human being longs for one thing above all else: peace of mind. Rich or poor, young or old, we all search for a sense of calmness and fulfillment in a world filled with noise, pressure, and endless desires. More than 2,500 years ago, a young prince named Siddhartha Gautama embarked on a journey to uncover this very mystery. His search did not just change his life, it transformed the consciousness of the world. He became known as the Buddha, the awakened one. This is the story of how the Buddha discovered inner peace, a timeless guide for all of us seeking serenity in our own restless lives. The life of a prince. Siddhartha was born in the small kingdom of Kapilavastu, in present-day Nepal. From the moment of his birth, prophecies declared that he was destined for greatness. Some predicted he would be a mighty king, ruling with power and wealth. Others said he would be a great spiritual teacher, leading humanity toward liberation. His father, King Suddhodana, wanted his son to be a ruler. Determined to shield Siddhartha from pain and suffering, he surrounded him with luxury, beauty, and entertainment. The young prince grew up in palaces, surrounded by dancers, musicians, delicious feasts, and fine clothes. Every effort was made to hide the harsh realities of life: aging, sickness, and death. Yet deep inside, Siddhartha felt an emptiness. Despite his wealth and privilege, he sensed that something was missing. He was restless, searching for a truth that the walls of the palace could not provide: the four sights. One day, when Siddhartha ventured outside the palace, he witnessed four encounters that would change his life forever. An old man, frail, bent, and struggling to walk. Siddhartha realized that no matter how strong or beautiful one might be, everyone grows old. A sick man, suffering in pain, weakened by illness. Siddhartha understood that health is not permanent, and suffering touches all lives. A corpse, lifeless, carried to the cremation ground. The sight of death shook Siddhartha to his core. He realized that every being must face mortality. A wandering monk, calm, serene, and detached from worldly pleasures. Despite having nothing, this monk radiated peace. These four sights awakened Siddhartha to the universal truth. Life is filled with suffering, but perhaps there is a way to rise above it. The Great Renunciation. Siddhartha was married to Princess Yasodhara, and they had a newborn son, Rahula. Yet the call of truth was stronger than the bonds of comfort. At the age of 29, in the stillness of the night, Siddhartha made the most difficult decision of his life. He kissed his wife and child goodbye, mounted his horse, and left the palace forever. This act is known as the Great Renunciation. He gave up wealth, status, and family not out of neglect, but out of compassion for all humanity. His mission was clear: to discover a path that ends suffering and brings true peace. The search for truth. Siddhartha wandered across India, seeking wisdom from teachers, philosophers, and sages. He mastered meditation, practiced strict disciplines, and even pushed his body to extremes of fasting and self-denial. For 6 long years, he lived as an ascetic, reducing himself to skin and bones. He believed that by denying the body, he might free the soul. But despite all his sacrifices, peace still eluded him. One day, weak from starvation, Siddhartha collapsed by a river. a young village girl offered him milk and rice. At that moment, he realized that extreme suffering is not the path to freedom, just as indulgence is not. Thus, Siddhartha discovered the middle way, a path of balance, avoiding both excess and deprivation. The night of enlightenment, determined to find the truth, Siddhartha sat beneath a fig tree in Bodh Gaya, vowing not to rise until he had attained enlightenment. The night was long and filled with trials. According to tradition, the demon Mara, symbol of ignorance and desire, appeared to tempt him with illusions, pleasure, fear, and power. But Siddhartha remained unmoved, sitting in deep meditation. As dawn broke, Siddhartha's mind became perfectly still. He saw the nature of existence with complete clarity. All life is impermanent. All attachment leads to suffering. There is a path to freedom. In that moment, Siddhartha attained nirvana, a state of perfect peace, beyond suffering. He became the Buddha, the awakened one. The first teaching. The Buddha did not keep his realization to himself. Out of compassion, he began to teach others the path he had discovered. His first discourse, given to 5 ascetics in Sarnath, revealed the 4 noble truths. Life involves suffering, dukkha. Suffering has a cause: attachment, craving, and ignorance. There is an end to suffering nirvana. The path to the end of suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path. This path was not about worship or rituals, but about living with mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion. The middle way in practice. The Noble Eightfold Path guides seekers through right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Through this path, the Buddha taught that peace is not found in the future, nor in possessions, but within the present moment. By observing the breath, calming the mind, and letting go of craving, anyone could awaken to the truth. Lessons for finding inner peace. The Buddha's journey offers timeless lessons that apply to our lives today. Let go of attachment. Much of our stress comes from clinging to things we cannot control. Accept impermanence. Everything changes: youth, wealth, relationships. Peace comes from embracing this truth. Practice mindfulness. By being fully present, we reduce anxiety about the past and future. Choose balance. Neither overindulgence nor self-punishment brings peace. The middle way is harmony. Cultivate compassion. When we act with kindness, we heal not just ourselves, but the world around us. The Buddha's legacy. For the next 45 years, the Buddha traveled across India, teaching kings and peasants, rich and poor, men and women. He founded a community of monks and nuns, but his message was for everyone. Peace is available to all who seek it with sincerity. When he was 80 years old, the Buddha passed away peacefully, lying beneath a grove of sal trees. His final words were simple: all conditioned things are subject to decay. Strive on with diligence. Even in his last moments, his teaching was a reminder of impermanence and the power of mindful effort. Finding inner peace today. In our modern world, filled with noise, social media, and constant striving, the Buddha's wisdom is more relevant than ever. His story reminds us that peace is not found in wealth, fame, or external success. True peace begins within. We may not renounce our homes or sit beneath a Bodhi tree, but we can practice small steps. Breathing deeply when stressed, observing thoughts without judgment, showing kindness to others, letting go of grudges and expectations, spending time in silence and reflection. By walking this path, we, too, can experience the calm and clarity that the Buddha discovered 2,500 years ago. Conclusion: the story of Buddha is not just ancient history, it is a living guide for all who seek freedom from worry, fear, and restlessness. Like Siddhartha, we may encounter suffering, but we also hold the potential for awakening. Inner peace is not something to be found outside, it is something to be discovered within ourselves. The Buddha's journey from prince to enlightened teacher shows us that no matter where we begin, we can end with peace, compassion, and wisdom. May his story remind us all, the path to inner peace is already within you.